memories. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, she. Mm-hmm. Let's see if it went like this one. Okay. Not break time, but chill. Nice. Okay. Hi JJ, hello. Good morning, good afternoon actually. How are you? How are you doing, JJ? Are you working hard today? As always? Come say hi. Oh, oh, oh. Mm-hmm. Fridays are always tough. How come? Do they give you more things to do on Fridays? How come? Usually, like, they're chiller, no? Or is it more like they're tough on you? I live in memory. Okay. Okay. Hi, Trauma. Hi, Coffees. Before the weekend? Oh, that way. So like they don't wanna. They wanna have everything working before the weekend. They don't wanna like have anything in the back log. Is that it? Wait, wait. Go back there. Stay there. Okay, nice. Where did I put my controller? Hi, Meta. Hi, Jake. How are you? How is it going? Are you ready for today? I'm really kind of excited to play today. I really want to play. Hi, Lorenzo. Okay. Hoppala. Ready to go home? You're going home already? Nice. Short day, isn't it? Where is the cable? Where did the cable go? Hi, Champo. Hi, Sandro. What are you up to today? What are you gonna do today? Are you working? Where did I put the cable? I think because of yesterday, all of the problems, you know, with the cables, I misplaced it now. Lost. Forever lost. Where is it? Alright. Now, yeah, but I need to finish as fast as I can. Let's go. I slept. Let's just say that I slept. Like, I went to bed around 2 and I woke up by myself at 8. I don't even know why. Where is the cable? Cable! Where are you? Where did you go? How do I lose things? You went to check a place for what? Oh, I actually went shopping this morning. Like, my mom I wanted to go to the gym. But in the end, I didn't go because my mom wanted to have some company because she's always alone. You know, she's retired. So, where did I put? Oh my goodness! I'm never gonna find it. So in the end, I went out with her, and the point is like she always does this. My mom always does. Late today, yes, Bruco, but we're not studying today. She always does this. She's always like, oh yeah, let's go shopping. And I get like, oh, yes, I like the idea. Let's go shopping. Yeah, let's go. And then we go shopping, and in the end, I'm the one paying. Like, you cannot lure me into shopping, but then I pay all of it, you know? What the heck? I lost the cable. I cannot find it. I'm searching. We don't have a cat cam today. I don't know where Pera is. Maybe I can check her out. And we can have her here, maybe. I can find her out. Talk Gym might decide to close for the next 3 months. Wait, what? Just go to another one. Why are they closing for 3 months? That's weird. Hi, Dominic. My morning went very well. I was outside for most of the day. I'm so confused. Did I leave it on the floor? Did I leave it back there? No. Can it get all the way here? No, it cannot get all the way here. Cool mama scams? Kinda. So I think that I'm gonna go back to the gym tonight. I wanted to go this morning, but in the end I don't think that I'm very good like to go to the gym in the morning. Where let me find the cable. Let me just where the fuck? Where are you? It was here yesterday. I tried it yesterday. Why do I lose things in the middle of nothing? Renovations, they say. Oh, ooh. So maybe there was something wrong that was really, really bad. I just arrived from the gym. Felt. Ooh. You've been consistent. Nice. Don't you even feel better? Don't you feel so much better? Oh, I found it. Oh, wait, what is that? What is all of that? What the fuck? I have. What? All right, found it. Found it. What are all of these cables? They're not even useful. All right, I really need to fix my. Do you want to know what else do I have under my desk? A flip flop. For no reason. I haven't been using flip flops for ages now. I haven't decided to stay with my current job or try my dream job. Physics teacher. What do you recommend? Big Bang, can't you do them both? Like, isn't consulting something that you can do, like, on the side also? And if I can tell you, to be honest, right? Let's be completely honest. I could easily tell you, follow your dreams, follow your passions, follow your heart. You're gonna be happy afterwards. Oh my God. Do all of that, right? That would be so easy to say for me. But I know how difficult that is. I think it's more on you to understand if you can be out of job for 6 months. Do you have the possibility of being out of job because you're gonna be looking for one, or maybe it's gonna be shit? Do you have that capability? Do you have someone that is depending on you? Do you have a family? That you have to consider all of these situations, right? But then always try to go for the things that you think, not even that you're sure, that you think that is gonna make you happy, you know? It doesn't have to be a for sure thing, because you'll never know. You can be very sure and then you're like, oh, no, I hate it. I completely hate it. I despise being a teacher. Yeah. What's my favorite puzzle game? So far, the one that I liked the most was Little Nightmare 1. For sure, 100%. What was your favorite puzzle game, chat? What was it? Let's make it cozy. Oh, who is she? A little But for today I was thinking, what if we play a little bit of Somerville? It's the new game. Somerville. Somerville is like the new game that came out, that is the second of Inside. Last weekend we did the Inside, and today we can be doing Somerville, which is not like the second part, but it's by the same authors. I already got it. And maybe in the futures we can do the ones that are for free. So like We Were Here, Life is Strange. There's also another one that is Deponia that I started that is really, really good, but it's very, very difficult. It's on a Monkey Island level of difficult. It's really, really difficult. I hope it ends with you as a giant blob. Oh my god, not again. Not again. Hi, Cat4. How are you doing, Cat, by the way? How much are you streaming? I saw you already rated twice when I was wondering. Is God of War Ragnarok good? How does it work? Is it like what was the name of the one that was so much on Vogue like a couple of months ago? Come on. And it's not World of Warcraft, it's Elden Ring. Elden Ring. Is it the same, or is it more like you have a specific path to go, you have things to fix? Because I don't like the ones where you have infinite possibilities of things to do and you find out what you do. I did not play the previous ones, no. 2 different games. Okay. From the side, it looked the same, but no. They both involve fighting. Okay. People, I didn't know at all. Very occasionally, when I play some game with Dutch friends, I might stream today. Okay, nice. Let me know. Kaka, if you want to teach me chess, I'd love that. Kaka, if you want to come on stream one day and teach chess, let me know. I know you're really good at it. More linear and classic game. It's not an open world, it's different zones to explore, but not like that. Oh, okay. But is it... So you don't have a specific quest to conquer and all of that, no? Nice, Kaka. Let me know. Just DM me if you are actually interested, alright? One is a Souls-like. What do you mean? Well, let me know. Yeah, please let me know. Okay, let me put you here. You here. Chat, by the way, the flute is coming today. Wait, let me see if it's already here. I wanna delight you with my sound. You have a main story and some side stories. Okay, nice. Oh, by the way, wait, hold on a second. We do have, you know that we have the Black Friday. Chat, if you wanna buy something during the Black Friday, if you use that link, it's so much helpful. So much helpful, really. If you want to click on that one, you just buy stuff using that one. It's for everything that is on Amazon. It's a lot of help, if you ever think about it. So the flute thing is real. There is a flute. Yeah, there is a flute. Actually, you know what we could do also for this one? Snap cam. Oh, no, everyone. Amazon. Let me do the... command add Amazon. If you plan on buying something from Amazon, you can use this link that will support J. There we go. IT though, so everything is in Italian. Well, but I think that then you can switch, can't you? Then you can switch to another country, right? It should still work. Yeah, whatever. But thank you. It's just something. There's a lot of discounts, by the way. I think I would. Oh my god. Okay, since there is like this Amazon, there's a Black Friday starting. Since that, the wait, let me fix this one. Has to go here. Since that, I keep seeing on TikTok videos on people that are doing their own house, all automatic, auto something, and it's so fucking cool. I saw this guy that has little like tapes on like different cups, domotic, I think. They have all these little, I can actually show it to you. This is actually cool, okay? This is a cool TikTok, all right? This is actually a cool TikTok. Don't come at me like, oh my god, I don't like that. Guado! I'm doing very good, Guado. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the 6 months. Thank you for the half of a year. Thank you for the half year. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very, very much. Did I like it or did I send? Oh, I sent it. I think that I sent it to Eng. But he never looks at the TikTok that I sent to him, so we're just gonna...
I've got a bold statement.
Okay. Let me show it to you. Okay, let me show it to you. This is actually cool. Actually cool. As you can see, no? You cannot change on top right the country. Look at this one. I promise to you that sometimes TikTok has cool things, I told you. This is one of them.
I've got a bold statement here. I think I just made not only the coolest smart home automation I've ever seen, but also the most useful. Let me show you. Okay, so if you haven't seen my last videos, this is my smart sink that you can turn on and off by tapping, and I also hacked so I could tell Siri to pour me certain volumes of water. Hey Siri, pour me 1 liter of water.
So fucking cool.
This
And
is
that's
an NFC tag.
1
We
liter.
use them all the time here in the smart home world. You can tap your phone to them and program pretty much anything to happen, whether that's in your smart home or anywhere else. What I've done here is I placed one of these tags on all of the different vessels I usually fill up with water and program the custom volume to fill my sink up to that level.
Fucking insane.
So all I have to do is put my water bottle under the tap here, tap my phone to it, and just like that, it's gonna pour the exact
You don't like it? I
amount of
love
water
these
to
things.
fill
My
the
house
water
is gonna be
bottle
like this.
right to the level it wants to be. Isn't that just the coolest thing you've ever seen in the world?
Solutions
So
of
not only is this a
non-existent
cool
problems.
novelty and
There
slightly
is a problem.
convenient,
It is
and
a
what
like
makes
for
this
me, for example, it is a problem. Whenever I go refill my bottle of water, I put the bottle there and I have to stay there and wait for it to be done. Okay. I have to stay there and wait for it to be done. What you can do is just put it there and you just do whatever you have, and then you go back and you do it.
Also,
I don't know. For me, I would love
For
it.
example, I have one of these things on all of my pots.
By the way, here, the first thing that I noticed here is like, bro, you need to change your pan, first of all. First of all, you need to change your freaking pan. That is gonna give you cancer. You need to get a new one. Don't think about the tapping stuff. Think about fixing this before that.
In a
Right?
lot
That
of
is
cases,
hurting
there's also
me.
a ton of practical uses.
Looks
For
fine?
example, I have one
No.
of these things on all of my pots.
How much do you
So
waste?
if I'm making
But it's
pasta,
you know
all
it's
I have
like
to do is tap my phone to the tag.
listen. There's people that love to live in a very retro kind of house. I want to live in a freaking spaceship. I want to and things happen, you know. I don't care. Maybe it's gonna take me like 3 years to just set everything up, so then I can save 5 minutes. But it's oh my god, I love it. It's just so pleasing.
To the perfect volume. I also have it on all of my drinking glasses and pretty much anything I ever want to pour water in. I don't even have to think about it. Just put the vessel
The only
under,
thing is like,
tap it and it's
can
full.
you put them in the dishwasher with those things on?
Just like this pot.
It's cool, even if it's not necessary, right? It doesn't have to be
Happy with this
necessary.
automation. I've been using it for a few days now, and it's already been super practical. The cool thing about this, it was born and bred out of devices that I already had all set up. That's kind of the case with a lot of smart home stuff. It's just a matter of taking all your existing devices and figuring out creative ways to automate them to better accommodate your life.
Oh, but he does a lot of these things, by the way. If I'm not wrong, I already saw his profile. He does a lot of like robotic things, and I really, really like it. Valorantina, no, Ape! Ciao. Ciao. No, I played a Valorant game before and it was horrible. It was disgusting. I did 2 kills. But I don't know, like, I these things are really, really intriguing to me. Like, what is he doing? Let's see another cool one. A thermostat. Smart blind, new home NFC tutorial, Flipper 0. Is there anyone that intrigues you? We will not be studying today. Today we won't be studying. Smart Sync? No, we already saw a bunch of it. But then he does the AirPods review. My worst automation ever. I don't know. I just really like these kind of things, Chad. I just really like. I don't know. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's completely fine. But oh, I have something to tell you. I have something to tell you, Chad. Oh, Marco. Well, someone that you know might have got to gold 2. Just saying, someone maybe randomly might have got to goal 2. Claps in chat for G. Claps in chat for G. No, not Arya. Me. No, Arya. Me. Shut up, you stupid dumb. It was me. My God, I hate you. Oh my God, I hate you. Stop it. No. No. It was me. It was me. Stop it. Oh my God. I am very disappointed. Very disappointed. I want to do something. I want to actually start add something to our stream, and I'll do it now with you. Give me a second. Oh, who is she? A living memory. Come on, start. Start. Oh my God, do I have to close it? I have to close it again. Give me a second. Enjoy the darkness. Give me this second so then I can fix it. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Listen, I want to do something. I want to add a thing that, where is this now? Come here. I want to add as a reward, you can redeem to have me looking in a different way. To do this, I need to change something. So let me try to do it, all right? Oh, who is she? I don't even hear the music. Do you like the music? We're back! Dominic! Maybe it's a little bit delayed, I think. There's a little bit of delay with this new cam, but Dominic, thank you so much for the 7 months. I appreciate you. But look at what we can do. I can have you redeem this. Is that okay? Delay not the cam? No. Wait, can I remove it? How do I remove it? Come on, get it away. I want to get back to normal. No. Give me back to normal. No, I don't know. Give me back my normality. No. What is this? No. No, give me. I wanna know. How do I get back to normal? Shit. Give me back. Where is the normal cam? Give me. Yes, I'm trapped in filters. Wait. What is... Now smile? What the heck? No, where is the filter? How do I remove it? Where is it? Chat, I don't know how to remove this filter anymore. Oh. I don't know how to remove. I don't know how to remove. I swear. How to... How... Turn lens off and on. Wait. Enter my hotkey. There we go. I entered it. Okay. Save. Does it work now? No! Oh, Chad, how do I do this? Oh! I fixed it. Ah. Okay. So now I can have you putting me... Okay, what? Which one would you like me to get? when you redeem it. Do you want it to have... What do you mean I fixed it? I fixed it. I did fix it. What do you want to have? That, the mustache, or... Which one do you want to have? Thank you for giving. The stash? Stash are better? Stash or country? Stash? Or... Okay, no, stash. Okay, gotcha. Stash. Rubber mask. But the rubber mask is just a mask in the end, right? Okay. So, I'm gonna give you the power to redeem that. Let me make a new... Bold. No, bold is gonna be difficult. Bank robber. But the bank... Wait, hold on, chat. Bank robber is not like... Where even is it? No, this is not a bank robber. I would not scare anyone like this. This one? The ski mask? This? Are you sure that this one is better than this one? Or than this one? Or than this one? So, mentally healthy? Yes, mentally healthy. What the fuck is this? Am I a cat? Why am I in a cat? What? Why am I a cat on a freaking shower? What? Redeem 70k for a G mustache emote. G mustache emote? Yes, we can do that. I can do that. I just have to remember. I just have to remember. Okay, I'll give you the options, alright? I'll give you the options. I'll do also a poll. Then don't tell me that I don't give you power in here, alright? We have what filter can you redeem? I remind you of Joe? Joe Mama? No, she's, your Joe Mama is more like this. Yes, you can only have one because I don't know how to put the others. You can only have one. Because I would not know how to do the others. What is this? Okay, so I see this is Mastro Lindo. So we have mustache. We have minions. We have bank rubber, bald, distort. There we go. I'm Jeff Bezos. This is scary? What do you mean this is scary? What else can we have as the options? What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck is this? What the actual... Okay. Okay. I hope you're doing good, chat. Let me just see something else. This is supposed to be crying. I am so not crying. Can focus with this? Don't focus. No, like, I mean, if you have to work, work. Oh, let me. Let me talk about Bruno.
fear, Bruno stuttering or stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. So humbling. Do you understand?
Are you okay?
No! I clearly not. So, chat, what did we decide? I'm gonna put Luigi in the options. If you all agree, I'll put Big Luigi. Luigi. I just have to save it, otherwise we will never find it back. What are the other options? More mustache. We don't really care about more mustache. What is this? Hi Mochi. We're choosing like a new redeem that you can do. What? What is this supposed to be? What am I supposed to be? What am I? What am I? I think that we're almost there. Like, I think these are it. These are all of the ones that we're gonna... Oh! They're doing this so bad. Why? I'm supposed to be the bit... Can someone please teach them how to do these things? Oh, let me call a friend. Maybe they can help. Hey, hi. How are you doing? What's up? Hey, friend. How is it going? Oh my god, these are so stupid. What? Oh no. What is this monkey doing? No. Chat, I have a question. Would you still love me if I was a worm? Chat, would you still love me if I was a worm? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? Look at me. What am I supposed? This is so... Mike Wazowski. Okay, I must stop having fun because this is like very millennial fun, but we're done. I promise. We can have the Christmas countdown. Kind of cool. Let me put Christmas. Okay, these are the options. No more. If you are a sub, you have double the votes. Oh, this is on my face. If you are a sub, you have double the votes. Like you have... Everyone has 2 votes. But subs vote counts double. These are the options. Oh, this is a very cool... This is such a realistic... This is a mustache that you would like to have. Haplo! Good timing. So now you can get double the votes. No!
I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand.
Haplo, thank you so much for the 11 months. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much for it. You have a better mustache? No, this is kind of depressing. I can be a potato. I can easily be a potato. But it's way too easy. I disappear when I drink. What is it? Let me call my boyfriend. Maybe they know how to fix stuff. Let me call my boyfriend for... Sorry, give me a second. Hi, how are you doing, baby? How is it going? Hi, baby. How are you? Baby, how are you doing? How is it going?
I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. I associate him
The sound of falling sand. Marius, thank you so much for that. Thank you for the 21 months. I was right here. Thank you for the 21 months. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Oh. Sorry, well. Subscribe to me for more filters. Yes, chat. Subscribe to me for more filters. Oh no, this is gonna scare you. Or you're gonna... Oh, I'm calling a friend of mine. Hi! Oh my god, I swear. I said that I was going to stop, but I cannot. I'm sorry. I feel like a millennial that is like finding out about filters and all of that. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. What are you voting for? What is it winning? Mustache? Mustache is winning? Oh, by far. Or Luigi. Okay, which mustache do you want to have? The big one? The first ones? I'm just gonna put them. Where are them? I'm Sorry. Zoomer, yes, I agree. This is like the kids when give them the phone and they're like, oh my god, give me phone. Do you have games on your phone? Do you have games on your phone? 2 channel points. Add create new channel point reward. Okay, Mustache G. Okay. Redeem. Ungrouped. Mustache G. Redeem. Let me add it. Hotkey. Input. Keyboard key. Wait, I can only choose one? Oh, control. Control 0. Alright. And then we do wait for like 10 minutes. No. Wait. 10. How much is 600? Understanding why G is doing this because I think it's fun. I don't mind. 600 seconds? Is it 10 minutes? Yes. Okay. Done. Okay. Saved it. You have it. I didn't put how many points though, I think. I did not, right? By the way, we don't have the hype train. Oh yeah, we do. Welcome on the train. Choof choof. With this mustache, I even feel better about saying choof choof. Now you did not redeem it, so screw you. That is out. Mustache G is activated, is it? Yes, it is activated. Let me also see if it is at a decent amount of points. Oh! That's not fair. It's not just 1 point. Let me... Wait, don't redeem it! Sunsound! Sunsound, thank you so much for that. Don't redeem it, chat. It's not gonna work. You're gonna remove it. The more you redeem it, it's going on. Falling off. Tom Damby. Dambos. Sunsound, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. You're so dumb. You're putting it on and removing it. How to explain to you that you're being dumb? Okay. We cannot have fun. And this is why we cannot have good things. Because you are a freaking mess. Let me do set. No cooldown. Save. Done. Nice. It's not a scam. You keep putting it on and removing it. I am a mess. You are a mess. You paid, you want mustache, you had them, but then they got removed. You were too fast. People riot for what? I gave. Listen, I just. You're unbearable. Let me tell you that. You are unbearable. You are so dumb. Yes, you could have just like, behaved a little bit. I'm gonna put it to 5,000. You could have just behaved a little bit. No, right? No. Mustard G. Let me fix this one also. You still have 3 minutes for the train, by the way. I'm not. You are. No. The chat is the mirror of the streamer. The carte is the mirror of the streamer. Every 10 minutes. Save. Okay, nice. Done. So we're here. We're actually here. Non so l'italiano, non sono così intelligente. But you just typed in Italian. Let me see if it works. Still works. Perfect. Beautiful. I am much better. Now that I did this, that I've been procrastinating for so long, actually I forgot, and every single time I had the cam on, so I couldn't do shit. Shall we go for the game? Okay. Shall we go for the game? Somerville. Stay on for 10 minutes. Is it too much? You want me plat? At least I am gold too, actually, Joy. It's already a big achievement. Big achievement. Oh, by the way, the poll. Let me close the poll. Oh, poll. Oh, shit. And a beautiful day. Finish. Done. Oh, wait, I cannot see shit. Come on, Jeff. Call me Ale! Ale, thank you so much for that. Ale, thank you. I appreciate you for it. Thank you. I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for 7 months with the Prime. Welcome back. I do play Valorant. I really do. Next week, silver again. Shut up. Why do you have to bring me bad luck? What I wanted to do... Oh, the audio. I need to fix the audio because that alert was destroying my ears. I don't know if it was good for you, but for me, it was way too loud. And since... Okay, by the way, trigger warning, apparently. With this game, it says, like, if you have epilepsy or anything like that, be aware. So, trigger warning right here, right now. If you have any issue like that, please be careful, alright? I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. Alright? Oh, the cam is laggy. I have to tell you, I have to give you a bad news, chat. I think that I have to tell you a bad news. We might have to remove the stashes. The cam is lagging because of the stashes. Yeah. Which Notion page? Which one? I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the train, though. Thank you so much for the train. Let me see if I can do something. Wait. Like, you see, as soon as I get to the game... Options... Yeah, it gets started to get like... Yeah, no chat. It starts to get laggy when I get to... Thank you for the 1 beat. Oh! Better? Better? I guess we're better? Nakaroba, thank you so much. No. Still laggy. Thank you for the biddies. Thank you for the 30 biddies. Still bad, right? Still very laggy. Chad, I'm sorry to tell you this. I didn't want to. You saw, I wanted to have this little fun game with us. But it's, as soon as I open the game, it starts to get bad. So I'm really sorry to tell you, but no stashes, I think. Or should we? Should we give it another try? Because like when I'm out of the game, it's okay. But when I open the game, you see it starts to lag. You see, as soon as I open the game, it starts to get super encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings and all of that. You don't mind the lag, or you don't mind? No, you do mind the lag. Shut up. It's a beautiful day. No more stashes. I'm so sorry. Don't redeem it. Don't redeem it. Don't redeem the stashes. Nana. Hey, yo, Karube. Hey, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Thank you for the 68. What the heck? Chill. Appreciate you. What is that for? Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Let me remove that. Let me turn off. The stash is gone. I'm so sorry. Stash is gone. I wanted to have something fun with us. But until I get... Maybe if I'll get like a video... It's for the mustache. Oh, Karuba, I'm sorry. Metal, stop farting. Metal, stop farting. Stop farting. Let me remove the stash. Okay. It's not you, it is you. No, maybe like people, if I see like a better video graphic card or something like that, I'll let you know. Maybe that is gonna help. Or let's see if it's a matter of like the entire game. Oh, it's the game? It's not the cam, it's the game itself. What? Why is it so laggy? What are these? What are these possibilities? Can I have like a normal? Tomorrow you'll make me a new PC. This is... I have a 2070. Oh. Ah, this one. This... Why is it so laggy still? Low. Vibration enable, la 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 la. Back. 2070 should be fine, yes, but maybe not for streaming. A faster encoding preset. I don't have an encoding preset. What the heck? Do I have Valorant open? No. What do I have open? Let me close Steam. Oh no, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Yeah, I think that it's because I'm streaming at the same time, but it's so dumb. We had the same issues when we were playing like the audio. I don't think it's the audio. It should not be the audio. It should be like the output. Yeah, it's that one. Bitrate is low. Audio, video. Yeah, I think that it's a matter of like the one that I'm using. But now it may be shutting down the audio. How can it the audio be? I need more RAM. Oh, Jake, yes. If you find a good one, let me know. I'll spend the money on that, on graphic card. If you find a good one, especially like in a different kind of, not just Amazon. Chat, what the fuck? What do we do? Should I turn off the stream and turn it back on? Should I turn off it back on, off and on? I think that's the best solution. Give me a second. Does it work? Yes, give me the second. Be right back.